Senator Fuller.
President and members, ACR 43 recognizes March 23rd to March 27th as the California Aerospace Week. This is similar to a measure I introduced and you supported on the floor last month. It is fitting we bring this resolution up as a reminder of the importance of aerospace in California and the innovations that stem from this industry. I ask for your support of ACR 43.
Any discussion or debate on the matter? Any objection to the use of the previous unanimous roll call? Seeing none, ayes 37, no 0. The resolution passes. File item 38, ACR 2. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Concurrent Resolution 2 by Assemblymember Nazarian relative to the Persian New Year.
Senator Allen.
Thank you so much, Madam President and Senators. ACR 2 commemorates and observes March 21st, 2015 as the beginning of Nowruz, which is a combination of two Farsi words. The first word now means new, and the second word ruz means day. Together, the word means new day, which is the name given to the new year in the Persian calendar. Close to 750,000 Californians of Persian descent call the greater Los Angeles area home, and I'm proud that a great many reside in my district, which contains large Persian communities in both Beverly Hills, Westwood, and elsewhere. Nowruz marks the first day of spring and the renewal of nature. It's a secular holiday that's enjoyed by people of different faiths and can take on additional interpretations. An important activity in the celebration of Nowruz is the setting of a haft scene, a table. Haft is the Persian word for the number 7, and scene is the Persian word for the letter S. So last month, 2 items were delivered to your offices, a flyer with a picture of last year's haft scene, and a coaster with the image of a goldfish, an element that is central to the haft scene. The goldfish symbolizes new life. Nowruz is a celebration of peace and goodwill. For the people celebrating Nowruz, it's a time to appreciate their heritage. However, Nowruz gives opportunity to everyone to celebrate and move forward with the hope for a prosperous and successful new year. Thank you so much for your attention, and I very much respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Any discussion or debate? Seeing none, any objection to the use of a previous unanimous roll call? Seeing none, ayes 38, no 0. The resolution passes. File item number 40, ACR 44. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Concurrent Resolution 44 by Assemblymember Dodd relative to California Wines Down to Earth Month.
Senator Walt.
Thank you, Madam President. ACR 44 proclaims the month of April 2015 as California Wines Down to Earth Month to celebrate the sustainable leadership of California wineries and wine grape growers. This is a $61.5 billion industry and creates over 300,000 jobs statewide. Over a decade ago, the Wine Institute and wine grape growers developed a code of sustainable wine grape growing practices that address important topics like drought, energy conservation, pest management, and soil management. I ask for your aye vote.
Thank you. Any discussion or debate? Senator Nielsen.
Madam President, ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, I rise in enthusiastic support as the former senator of that some of that area that Senator Walk and now Senator McGuire as well represent in Napa and Sonoma counties. That was really the heart of the great wine resurgence, not only in California but in America. Wines have always been important in this state. We've always been an important producer, but in the mid-'70s, California started going on the map from jug wines to premium wines and great marketing opportunities. Robert Mondavi was one of the pioneers in that. Man, I was very honored to get to know in the course of my lifetime. And the wine industry is very important. Just yesterday, I talked to another one of the legends, a fellow named Warren Winiarski. He pronounced his name Winiarski. And he was the owner of Stag's Leap Winery, and they won a blind tasting in Paris in 1974 that stunned the world that California wines could compete with French or Italian wines. It is an important industry. I urge an aye vote.
Senator Monning.
Thank you, Madam President. I, too, join representing a district of 4 counties, Santa Clara, Santa Cruz, Monterey, and San Luis Obispo, all of which boast incredible wine grape growers and wineries, and also many award-winning wines. I would venture to say the 17th Senate District enjoys the best wines in the state of California. But I'm willing to compare and taste with my colleagues' districts and their wines. Also, on an important note, in my district, the wine industry represents one of the largest employers and also intersects with our tourism industry as well. So one of our biggest employers, one of the most important businesses in our state and in our 17th Senate District. I rise in proud support of this resolution. Thank you.
Senator Stone.
Thank you, Madam President. I rise in support of ACR 44 and have had the pleasure of working with Assemblyman Dodd when he was a county supervisor in the northern area, where I was a supervisor in Riverside County, and we consulted together as we were embarking on expanding our growing wine country, which was presently about 8,000 acres planted in vines, and we did a wine country expansion plan under my leadership that made our wine country grow to a grow out of 25,000 acres, going from roughly 30 wineries to 105. And I'm very proud to say that our wine country has won the most prestigious award in the state of California, the Golden Bear, 3 times. And recently, within the past couple of years, our South Coast Winery was in a blind competition in France and took first place for their Cabernet Sauvignon. So in addition to tourism, it's going to create a lot of great jobs. We grow quality grapes, not just in Northern California, but in Southern California, and it's going to add significantly to the economic prosperity of the state, and I strongly support and I vote.
And Senator Jackson.
Well, I couldn't not get up and invite all of you to the great area of San Ynez. If you saw the movie Sideways, you know we have extraordinary Pinots there, excellent Chardonnays. But I too want to rise in support while recognizing the challenges ahead with our drought. The wine industry is a critical component throughout the state of California, and it is a great deal of fun to try to have to decide which area has the better wines. So with that in mind, and also to thank the author and those who make the second highest quality grapes in the state of California. Please come to enjoy the wines of Santa Barbara County and also enjoy all the other beautiful things we have, while we as a state are so lucky to have such great competition for such a fabulous product. I would urge your aye vote.
Senator Gaines.
Thank you, Madam President and members, but I'd be remiss if I didn't mention El Dorado and Placer County, and we have fine wines in those counties, and I also have Lake Tahoe in my district. So if you want to go on vacation, buy an assortment of wine on your way up to Tahoe, we would love to host you. Thank you.
Senator Murlock.
Thank you, Madam President. Not to be outdone, Orange County, in my district, I have a vineyard. So we have Orange County wine as well. And we're pleased today to have students from Mariners Christian School in my district, and just want to remind them that the first miracle was turning water into wine. So with that, I support this item. I should also say, Madam President, sorry, the first winery in this state was at Mission San Juan Capistrano.
Okay. Thank you very much. Senator McGuire.
Thank you so much, Madam President, and I'm honored to be able to rise in support of Senator Wolk, and want to say thank you to Senator Wolk for all of her amazing support of the wine community. And one of the items, unfortunately, that Senator Wolk neglected to mention is the amazing wine industry in Sonoma and Mendocino counties. I know, I'm kidding. And have to say, we won't make the auto parts joke about Napa. here today on the distinguished Senate floor. But what we will do is say thank you to the senator and truly the entire industry for their contribution to California's economy. And then I do know that Madam President's favorite winery is up in Trinity County, who now has a burgeoning wine industry along with Lake. Thank you so much, Madam President. Okay, there we go.
Since Madam President doesn't drink wine, we thank you. Senator Allen, followed by Senator Pan.
Seem to be believing in inflation today. We have a lot of wine bars in my district, but we also have a winery. I represent Catalina Island. Rusak wineries are out there in the island, and I've had their wines. It's delicious. So come visit us too. All right.
Senator Pan.
Well, as the senator represents this area, and an area that I think we do see much consumption of wine, we are doing our, not while we're working, but as around. I invite all my colleagues who are boasting about the quality of the wines in their district to bring a sample here to my district here in Sacramento, and then we can judge. I respectfully support this bill. Thank you.
Senator Barry Hill.
Thank you, Madam President. I've been fortunate to be fourth-generation wine grape grower in the Central Valley, where we create tremendous amounts of wines that actually go into all your Napa wines up north. And so both Andy Vidak and myself represent a tremendous amount of wines that are grown in the valley. But also, I represent Amador, Calaveras, Mariposa, a lot of the mother lode wineries that create a tremendous product. Couts Winery, the Kenny Deaver Winery up in Mariposa and Amador do a awesome job in representing really the new Napa. You know, when you go up into our area, you actually get the owners that'll come out there and pour wine for you and give you a history of what it was like back in the day when they were first starting up. So if you ever get a chance to get up into those foothills, it really is a good product and one that we're very proud of serving. Thank you.
Senator Block.
Thank you, Madam President. And after you've had wine at these many fine California locations, come on down to San Diego for a craft brew. We're the leader in craft brew beer.
Way back.
Is there any further discussion or debate? Seeing none, Senator Wolk, would you like to close?
I would, thank you.
Please.
Pretenders, all of you, all of you. As the chair of the Senate Wine Caucus, I do get the last word. My district has the best wine. We know that. But I invite you all to join me in supporting the wine industry, and it is terrific throughout California. I ask for your vote.
Is there any objection to the use of a previous unanimous roll call? Seeing none, ayes 37, noes 0. The resolution finally passes. Moving on to the consent calendar, file items 43 through 47. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Senate Bill 366, 244, 181, 182, and Senate Bill 183.
Is there any objection to the use of unanimous roll call for the consent calendar? Seeing none, ayes 37, no 0. Great. The consent calendar passes. Returning to motions and resolutions, Senator Wolk.
Purposes of introduction.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Madam President. Up in the gallery today are high school seniors from Casa Grande in Petaluma. Welcome. Please extend a warm welcome to them.
Under motions and resolutions, if there are any members who would like to adjourn in memory, Senator Hueso.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem and Senators. With a heavy heart, today I rise to adjourn in the memory of a school board member in my district, Nicholas G. Nzunza, known in his community by everyone as Uncle Nick. He was very widely known throughout the San Diego community, and he came from a family of community activists, people that dedicated their lives to serving the community. In particular, Uncle Nick was a very, very special person, a very good friend, and it came as a shock to many in the community when they learned of his passing. Uncle Nick was born in Coronado, California, and he was raised in National City, where he attended Kimball Elementary, National City Junior High, and Sweetwater High School. Upon graduation, he enlisted in the United States Marine Corps, where he proudly served our country as an E-4 corporal in the 5th Marine Division during the Vietnam War. He earned a Purple Heart in the Vietnam War, and he had an injury that followed him the rest of his life that many people didn't know he suffered through. Upon his return from Vietnam, Uncle Nick found himself actively engaged in American civil rights causes and found a devotion to the welfare and education of impoverished youth. As a VISTA member, or the Volunteers in Service of America, Nzunza was assigned to Casa Justicia, where he mobilized voter registration campaigns and grassroots efforts protecting the rights and dignity of migrant workers. He was recognized for registering thousands of voters for the newly formed Raza Unida Party in the late 60s, and he played a major role documenting the Chicano movement in San Diego County. Hundreds of his photos are displayed at the University of California, San Diego, and San Diego State University's archives collections that includes Cesar Chavez, Bert Corona, and Dolores Huerta. Uncle Nick embraced a philosophy of self-determination in empowering the disenfranchised and spent his life advocating for children and their families, believing passionately that education was the answer to improving communities. Uncle Nick earned a bachelor's degree in counseling and a master's degree in school psychology from San Diego State University, an administrative education credential from United States International University, and completed doctoral work at Point Loma Nazarene University. His work ethic devoted an entire professional career to working tirelessly as a psychologist for the National City School District, he amassed over a year's worth of sick leave and refused to take it because he was so dedicated to the children. He never missed a day in his work. He was a well-respected strategist who managed the landslide elections of his brother, Ralph Nzunza, for National City Council, and campaigned aggressively for another brother, Gilbert, his nephews, Ralph and Nick, and also worked in the campaigns of Juan Vargas, Denise Ducheney, and Pete Chacon. In retirement, Uncle Nick was convincingly elected to the Tijuana River Valley Water District and overwhelmingly elected twice to the South Bay Union Elementary School Board, where he served until his final days, continuously responding to emails and addressing concerns of the district. Uncle Nick's most admirable attribute was his dedication as a husband and his father. He often boasted of his marriage to his wife for 40 years. He worked for National City Schools for 31 years, lived in the same house for 36 years, and drove his originally owned 1966 springtime yellow Mustang for 50 years. This thing looked brand new, and you can tell a lot about a man about how he treats his Mustang. He is survived by his wife, Leticia, his 6 children, Nicolas, Adriana, Gabriel, Delia, Sean, and Shelby, 6 grandchildren, Lucy, Isela, Nicolas, Kainalu, Camila, and Gabriel. He is also survived by 8 brothers and sisters, along with over 100 nephews and grandnephews and countless extended family members that simply loved him as their Uncle Nick. I ask you to join me in a journey in his memory today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Senator Hueso. Senator Nielsen.
Madam President and ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, I respectfully rise to request that we adjourn today in honor of Lorena Pearl Travelou. She is the grandmother of one of our top staffers around here, Heidi Jensen. And I was privileged to be close to her family and to be able to call her what her family knows her as, Gammy. She had 2 children, Les Llewellyn and Mona Payne. Her husband wrote the book upon which the very delightful movie Open Range was based. They lived in Siskiyou County, and she started out her career as a telephone operator. In those early days before cell phones, indeed. She lived in Siskiyou County most of her life. She also worked for the county administrator in the accounting division. She participated in all kinds of activities within her community. At the high school, she worked with the children. She was a great athlete, competed 4 years in baseball, basketball, volleyball, gymnastics. She was a team captain of the basketball team. And by the way, those were in years when women were not so involved in athletics. Gammy lived to be 100 years old. She was a kind of a legend in her community, a 60-year member of the Grange and many other organizations. She remembered voting in 1932 for the first time, but did not remember who she voted for then. And she bowled, she read, she spent time with her family. She liked gambling and dancing into her later years. She was a delightful lady, and I had the privilege to be with her several times at family get-togethers. Irrepressible personality, always in good spirits, never let her age get her down. She lived life to the fullest. May we honor Gammy today and journeying in her memory.
Thank you very much. We ask that you express our condolences to the family and bring their names to the desk. If there's no other business, colleagues, I see no other raised mics. Senator De Leon, the desk is clear.
Thank you, Madam President. Colleagues, I hope you have a wonderful and productive next few days to end the work week, and then plus, obviously, the weekend, where we know that we all work with many of the events that we have serving our own constituents. We will, on Monday, convene a session not at 2 o'clock, but on Monday at 12:30 p.m. That's 12:30 p.m., so please make arrangements to be here a little earlier, Monday, 12:30 p.m. Madam President, as well as colleagues, have a wonderful and productive weekend. Thank you.
Thank you. Would the Budget Subcommittee chairs like to announce the times of their hearings? I'll start with you, Senator Wolk.
Thank you. Budget Sub 2 will meet at 10:45.
Thank you very much. Senator Roth.
Thank you, Madam President. Budget Sub 4 will meet at 10:45 in room 2040.
Thank you. And Senator Block.
Budget Sub 1 will be meeting jointly with Budget Sub 3 in 3191 at 10:45.
Thank you very much. Again, colleagues, the Senate will be in recess until 3:30, at which time the adjournment motion will be made. We will reconvene Monday again at 12:30 p.m. Monday at 12:30 p.m. Senator Block.
A correction, the location this week of Budget Sub 1 with Budget Sub 3 is 4203.
Thank you for the correction. Have a good weekend.